Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Hey and welcome to Weekly Tips, where I find some sense in your tip jar. Welcome today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, and we are going to be drawing the raccoon head. So let's pounce on into this like a raccoon and draw this raccoon's head. Right, once I have gathered the reference material for this raccoon's head, I then go ahead and start drawing the side view. As I do usually draw the side view to begin with. It's an easy way to understand your animal, your creature, your head, what goes on in it. It's kind of a simple view. Usually this is kind of broken down to shapes. As you can see, I can use a triangular kind of shape to draw that head, and similar to a diamond as well. If you look at it again, it's a little bit of kind of one of those really odd kind of rectangles with short sides. You can kind of see the shape I'm talking about when you do draw it yourself. So you can really break down the shapes this way, and yeah, draw it from that shape. Fun fact, which is really interesting, is that these raccoons are related to the red panda. The red panda are relatives of the raccoons. They're, in fact, red pandas are not, related to pandas at all in, shape. I don't know why, but yeah, they're related to raccoons, more related to raccoons. In terms of, their species, their skeleton and everything like that. And I've drawn red pandas before, so that makes it 10 times easier because I understand red pandas and kind of how they are and how you draw them. So if if you have a species of the same kind of family, it is similar and close to a drawing. And I did a drawing that had a head similar to like this. So if you look at it now, it could look a little bit like a red panda looking at it now. So yeah, have that kind of roundy head, circular shape going on. I understand that shape. I've drawn it many times. This kind of shape of head before. It's similar to like a cat in a way, but it's more pushed out. Um, its cheeks are pushed out. Another thing from those kind of animals, like cats and dogs, you can kind of um, once you understand similar type of animal, it can be a little bit different, like cats and that kind of thing. Then it makes it easier as well. You understand the kind of shape that goes into its head, its round head. So I see that round head almost like a cylinder, long oval, like an oval shape. So you can kind of get that oval shape from it. If you want to make it way easier, you can use those shapes to help build up the forms. And when you do it yourself, when you kind of not have any reference around you, it does help tenfold. If you understand those shapes and what kind of shapes go into your raccoon or your creature that you're creating, you can take the shapes and forms that you understand from drawing this. From here, you can manipulate it as well. You can make it more cartoony. You can make his cheeks more chubbier. All these things you can do if you understand the forms and the shapes that go into, drawing the raccoon and drawing something like this. I think, that would be fun to do. A little exercise where maybe I do try and draw this raccoon from imagination, from thinking of the shapes that go into it and the kind of forms. I always, every now and again, I will take a drawing, a weekly tips drawing or something that I've done recently, and actually kind of draw it outside of, using any reference at all. Kind of times where I'm just kind of practice drawing. And it's awesome to do because it's like, I understand so much more. Yeah, and that's something good to do is to look at it, draw it from reference, and then try and draw it without reference. And keep repeating that pattern over and over again, and eventually you'll start to see and understand. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not just trying to, draw this and how to draw that and everything like that. I'm actually trying to understand um, animals a little bit more at a time. Doing different animals each week, different parts of the body each week, delving into some bones, um, learning more and more about the anatomy. Those things really does help. All these little tweaks and edits that I do, little minor details like here I added in little highlights to the eyes and all these and his whiskers. Those things that really the important, just there to make it look a little bit more pretty. Um, so don't matter too much. Maybe just knowing the kind of length of his whiskers and where they are on the face. That kind of thing can be helpful though. But they are just little touches. But just knowing where they come from on the face is helpful if you want to go into more realistic and things like that. And helpful to know. Yeah, so another kind of three-quarter side view that I'm doing. Um, I, I wasn't too happy with the first side view. I mean, it looks okay looking at it now, but I just really wanted to kind of jot this down a little bit more, and understand it a little bit more. Using another reference, making sure that I understand it. It's kind of having the same test, I guess, and it being slightly different. You know, uh, Kind of a question, the same kind of question, like it's a math problem. Um, you know, 2 times 2, and then you get given 2 times 6. It's just still in the two times tables, but it's the same kind of thing. You're doing a side view, but the side view is a little bit different this time. So it's the same answer in a way, the same kind of working out and everything like that. Looking for that triangular shape, that nose length, everything like that. Make sure that all those bits are right. But it's slightly different. You can see a little bit more of the ear. Maybe you can see a little bit more of the cheek going off and things like that. Yeah. And then again, another front on view. Again, a little bit more, a little bit different than the first front view. And this is just good to add that extra um, kind of understanding of the creature I'm drawing, the animal I'm drawing. It's again like you're having the same test, looking for that circular kind of a shape that is going on in the head. He's got a little bit of expression going on, that's a little bit different to the previous front drawing, but very similar. It just kind of jots it down. That's good to do too. If you do a side view, do another side view. If you completely fail the first time, you might get it good the second round, or the third, or fourth, or fifth. It might take you a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong. I mean, because I have drawn red pandas before, they have the same kind of shape, so I understand that kind of shape that's going on. You may take a little bit longer to understand that shape and understand that form. Um, but yeah, and then I go on to expression. Yeah, take your time. If it takes more than these four drawings to get to your expression stage, you could make him like just stick out his tongue or all sorts of things. If it takes you a lot longer to get to your kind of expression stage where um, a lot more challenging things are going on, as in this pose here, um, go ahead and do some more understanding drawings. I always try to do uh, as much as I can before I start fully doing the expression kind of a stage, or where I'm trying to finalize the drawing I want to do for it. Yeah. And even here, I don't think I've done the best job in the world at this expression stage, where I'm at, like, adding his expression, trying to make um, this raccoon both look like a raccoon, and second, adding the expression he does have here. Um, but once you fully understand the forms and shapes, it becomes way easier to do something like this. But yeah, it's my last drawing I'm doing here, and then 5 drawings here. And I usually, for these weekly tips, I do about 5 or 6 drawings. Um, I notice I get a little bit faster with some. I guess I'm not working on so much now. Lately I've been doing like heads and horns, and focusing down a little bit more. And that's always good, dealing with um, certain animal parts can be good. Just for here, I'm just focusing on the raccoon's head. And then from there, you can go and start drawing the raccoon a little bit better, and start understanding the rest of the body as well, as we slowly delve in. To weekly tips, we'll probably delve into other raccoon parts and build the raccoon up and things like that. I am doing a few subjects like that, where I build up the different stages and things like that. They'll be in the video playlist anyway for this kind of thing, that do have quite a few different videos on the subject matter to build it up. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Um, keep subscribed to keep up with these videos. The next, I might have another raccoon video in the future, and some other videos you might be interested. So keep subscribed if you are. Let me know down in the comments, if you enjoyed this video, what anything you liked and enjoyed. What do you think? If you've seen raccoons in the wild, or have any raccoon stories, I'd love to know down below as well. Keep drawing, keep creating, and see you in the next video.